Soul family. Well, I just did an entire reading, and as happened before, I saw something outside floating by in the water. I thought it was an animal. I freaked out. Well, I didn't freak out because at the same time I heard in the back of my head it's not what it appears to be, and it was a message to me. So it gave me a message. I went all the way down to the dock. I was doing this whole discussion about, sometimes things are, it was floating by in the water. So sometimes in your emotional waters, you'll see something and it's not exactly what you think it is. And so I was talking to my friend Sandy this morning about something, and I said, she was trying to, she was getting all these signs, and I was saying, yeah, me too, and I've got to figure something out. What I saw was upsetting, and what I figured out, but I don't know what it is, so I'm going to go up, and I'm going to do our reading for today, and I'm going to see what Spirit brings me, because I want to see what Spirit has to say. I'm going to let go of what my ego. I don't want to assume anything, right? I talked so much, and all of it was gone, because when I ran down to see what was at the dock, I turned my phone off, which I didn't realize I did. So it was all for me. Here's my malachite that was brought out yesterday. I went looking for this, my little cluster from when I was in Wisconsin. And what's interesting is the rose quartz kept trying to come off of it. It got knocked, got really jostled, and so I re-glued it. And I was talking to you guys about it, and I picked it up, and I said, wow, it keeps trying to come off. Maybe there's something that needs to be let go of. Something that is trying to come away, you need to let go of. And I said, Sandy, there's your message. Something that is trying to be let go of, it's coming off, you need to let it go. Even if you try and glue it on, it keeps trying to come, fall away. Now, this is my cluster, though. I talked about how this is labradorite, these are fluorite pieces, this is amethyst, rose quartz, the strongest unconditional loving stone, and clear quartz, which was my intention. This was about courage, helping me through all of what I'm going through. And I set it down here, and I spoke about how I came, after yesterday's reading, I came and I held on to my Australian opal, which was about my secret hidden desires that I needed to manifest. And then my angelite, I realized I have two angelites connecting with Spirit. I needed to connect, so I was holding on to this. And then as I was cleaning up the cat litter, which Lily gets all over the place, I found my Amazonite stone on the ground, so I needed that too. So I was sitting here holding all of these things when I saw what was floating by outside. And I said to you that I found from Spirit that right now I'm being told that anything that I've been speaking about that's private, I'm going to stop. Cease and desist is what I just got. Cease and desist. So anyone that I've been speaking to about, my personal feelings, I'm not going to be doing that. And please don't take it personally. It's not in my highest good. Okay? These are messages that I'm just going to recap that have come forward. I spoke about how Snow White and the Huntsman came up. I'm trying to think of what it was. And it gave me another personal message, which was awesome. So I thank Spirit for that. I was told that I would be with Thor for Valentine's. And I said, oh, I know who Thor is. That song, I was lightning before the thunder. Well, Thor was the thunder god. So I'm like, ooh, I'm confused. Does that mean that I'm not going to be with the one who was lightning? Because I know who Thor represented. But I started to speak about warriors, about because it was our first reading. That's what it was. And I'm gonna tell it to you because I like to do these readings in front of you, but I've already done a whole reading, and it's just gonna take me for bloody ever. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna give you the same reading that we had. If I can find the card, it was the one. Guest of Honor. Hold on, I got to put you on your side for a second. It was Guest of Honor. Remember, we had that a couple weeks ago when I was up in the forest. Where is it? I ran down with it in my hand to the dock, holding on to it. And basically, the Guest of Honor was talking about the person who has felt like they were on the outside, and kind of felt like, God, I've been working my ass off, and everybody's businesses are flourishing, everybody's relationships are flourishing, and I'm still in this place where I'm working. Yes, I've been an island, or I've been a lone wolf, I've been the island, my twin's been a lone wolf. Here it is. And I was looking at this, and the Guest of Honor is basically, there was a reason for all of this happening. Even though it's been difficult, there's a reason that we have to go off and be the lone wolf or be the island. It's about personal growth. It's about learning lessons, and that's why we're here. And so we can't fight this. But the message is that even while you've been out there and you've been growing and you've been learning your lessons and coming forward, the number is 22. You've passed graduation. It's time to move on. What's something that you've been wanting is being offered to you. And Spirit's asking you to accept it. They want you to take it. Now, you've been used to not being invited. You've been used to not being included. You've been used to not being loved this way or being acknowledged for all of the efforts that you've put in. But remember the message we got from Spirit that said, don't think that your efforts have been for naught. You have been noticed and you are being acknowledged. And this, now you are now the guest of honor. It speaks about how, you were at one time, you wanted to go to the special clubs and you weren't invited and the bouncers kicked you out. Well, now when you've come back from your lessons, you don't give a shit about what they think about you anymore. You're not worried about being accepted by them because you accept you. You know who you are. You've learned your lessons. You've learned to be strong. You've learned to love yourself. You've learned to stand up for yourself. It was hard work, but you come back and you feel exalted. And so now when you come to the club, they've got a VIP section, and they're saying, come back here. And you're like, I don't know. So now that they're inviting you in, are you going to accept the cup that's offered? Spirit says, yes, accept that cup. It's being offered to you. You have earned this. You have deserved this. And it reminded me of Snow White and the Huntsman. And then when I looked at that, I kept saying there's something, it reminds me of this movie where they had to go out and she went out into the woods and she was doing her work. She was on her own. They loved each other. But she went and did her work and he went and did his work. God, this is my dream. This is my dream I had 4 years ago. And there was a wicked queen that was preventing them from coming together. It was a step monster. And yet in the end, we all know what happened. Thor, this is the guy who represented Thor. That's why they said I would be with Thor for Valentine's, because this is my huntsman, the man of the forest, the woodsman who ran from the wicked step monster. And I get it. I understand it. That was my personal message. So thank you, Spirit. I knew that by not assuming anything, I would get my messages very clearly. So for you, Spirit is saying, we want you to accept this. We want you to visualize you guys. He was thrown out. He was threatened to be killed because he was supposed to do away with her. He was supposed to get rid of her, but he protected her and he loved her. And so he was now being threatened. But in the end, they come back to the castle. They defeat the wicked step monster. And now imagine yourselves, look at him. I would know you anywhere. Doesn't matter if you were in rags. I know who you are, and I know who you are. It is their vibration that, and their works that prove who they are. It's like the good king noticed the other day. Remember? The servant girl who took the princess's place, but the good king noticed, said, I would know you anywhere with your morals and your integrity, the way you hold yourself. I would know your energy, just like I know my twin. He can come to me as many different things, but I know who he is. I know his energy. And so now you're coming back and you're being celebrated and you're being exalted and you're being shown it's time for you to shine. Are you going to accept what is yours now? Or are you going to allow yourself to be trapped in your emotional waters and say, I don't know, I've never felt this before. Yes, I wanted it. I've asked for it. I've always wanted it. But I don't know if I trust it. I don't know if I trust it. What if it isn't all that it was cracked up to be? Or what if I blow it? Or what if? Because I know what would happen. I handled myself out there. I was okay in the forest. I didn't have everything I wanted, but no one was hurting me. What if this one hurts me? And Spirit's saying this one won't hurt you. This project won't hurt you. This opportunity won't hurt you. This cutting yourself away from that opulent and going out on your own and doing your own thing. Maybe you're starting your own business. This is the opportunity. Spirit says we have opportunities. Well, whatever it is right now, you are going to be chosen. You're going to be chosen by something or someone to be a part of what you have always wanted. And Spirit says, raise that glass. Accept that glass. And you know what was interesting is when I was doing this reading before, when I thought I was recording, the song that came on was Pink's Raise Your Glass. Right? Raise your glass. If you aren't, what is the words? I'm gonna give you. I'm annoyed because I guess it all happened for a reason. It happened for a reason because I was able to sum it up a lot quicker. It was taking me too much time when I was down there. But what I did was I walked past a wall that my landlord was building. And it was about, you've been this lone wolf for this island and you've put up a wall. Well, as I walked past outside, he's ripped down this old retaining wall and he's been rebuilding a new one. And it brought to mind a message from the Shadows of the Oracle of Light that talked about there was a wall. That you've come up against this wall you didn't think you were going to get through. Remember? You thought all your efforts were for naught, but there was an area where that wall had already come down, where stubborn thinking could be reinvented. It had to be changed. There were walls that had been put up for protection. You put protection up, the other had put protection up, but now those walls were going to have to come down, and they were going to have to be reworked, which meant your boundaries were going to have to be reworked. Yes, put up protection, like I said. I'm not going to be talking about my own personal stuff. I'm just going quiet right now. Radio silence is what I'm hearing. So certain walls have to be put up for my own protection, but other walls that were put up have to be brought down. Hi, sweetheart. So they're telling you that there's somebody that needs to be shown the door, and there's somebody that needs to be let in. This is the spoiled little princess that needs to be shown the door, and somebody else needs to be let in. Just like in that, in this scene, right? This spoiled one needs to be shown the door, the step monster, and this one needs to be let in, or this one needs to be let in. And that's what I saw when I walked past, literally in front of me, how the old wall was being torn down. And what was interesting is he said the little wall that was there before had wrought iron poles running right through it. And he says, but it isn't necessary. I don't need to put that in this wall. It's just a small wall. I don't need that kind of reinforcement. So it made me think of this one that was trying to control things, this step monster, had rule with an iron fist and kept everything out. Everything was being kept back. But the protection wasn't necessary. That kind of protection wasn't necessary. Yes, protect yourself, but you don't need to overprotect yourself. So when I said I'm gonna shuffle and I'm gonna go see, and the card that came out was Snow Angel. I'm just gonna give you these guys. I know I didn't do it in front of you, but you have to trust me this one time. There's a reason for it. I spoke in the beginning of this message about angels, and here we see the number 4, angels. They're all around you. Now remember yesterday when I went up to the mountain, I passed 2 flying Red Hawks. They were my messengers, right? And then I saw the one sitting on the pole. So there were 2 flying, one sat on the pole. And when I got to the mountain, another flew around me. So 4. There are angels all around you, completely guiding, protecting, and loving you. There's no reason for fear. So when the snow angel that comes, she's telling you, just like the messages that I was getting. I've got so many messages just now. It's about trusting, Sherri. So for myself, all these messages that come to me, they're my messages first. I don't give you guys messages that I don't take the lesson from. I take the lesson from me first, and then it's a message for you. So here I stand. This is me, but this is also my mirror. I'm right in front of you. I have love for you. What do I have to do? Lay down in the snow? Remember when I was in Wisconsin and I was waiting for that spoiled little princess, that narcissistic little princess that I was dealing with, my friend's daughter? And I had to cut her off. I had to realize that it wasn't my responsibility and I needed to let go. While I was waiting for her, while she was in there talking to her dad, I went outside and I decided, okay, I'm going to do something for myself. I laid down and I made a snow angel. That was me. Okay? Now, I'm saying to you, what do I need to do? Lay down in the snow and show you that it's me? I've given you every sign in the book. Snow angels is saying to me and to you, what do I have to do? You've been given all of the signs. You've been given signs again and again and again and again and again. We will bring you new signs. You want me to lie down in the snow and make another snow angel? Okay. But it's me. I'm here. I'm supporting you. I'm loving you. I'm guiding you. I'm protecting you. You have no reason for fear. I have my hand on my hip. Yes, I do, because it gets really fucking annoying. You know? It does. It gets annoying. And if I was spirit, I told you, it's a good thing I'm not spirit, because that's who I would be. I'd be standing there with my hip and saying, open your fucking eyes. I went to feed Panu this morning. You know, I fed him last night. I gave him 2 granules. I should have only given him 1. But I gave him 2, and he ate them. So then this morning he came rushing up to the cage to get more, and I gave him 1, and it went onto the leaf. He didn't see it there. It was above his head, and I said, Panu, it's right there. It's right above your head. And he didn't see it. And I said, look, if you're so stupid that you can't see it, I'm not going to feed you. And then I thought, oh, God, he just doesn't get it. So I took my finger and I brought it to the front of the tank, and then I dropped it right in front of his face, and he grabbed it. But the other piece fell down on the ground, so it was going to give toxic water. So it's like, don't give him too much. He needs to absorb that. He needs, and if he doesn't see it when it falls, it's going to go to waste. So don't waste your energy, Sherri. Don't waste your energy, others. Don't give too much of yourself. Give a little bit. Remember I told you my twin would answer me 3 times and then he wouldn't answer me again? Well, that's my lesson. So Spirit is telling you the same thing. If you ask for the same message again and again and again, we give you the answers again and again and again, we're not going to give you the messages as readily and as consistently because you're ignoring the signs. They're in front of you. Now, when you start paying attention to the signs in front of you, Then we'll start showing them more prolifically towards you for confirmation as well as encouragement. But if I sit around here flapping my wings and making a shape in the freezing cold snow, and you still say, where are my signs? Where are my angels? You know what? Stop asking for signs. You've received so many of them. It's ridiculous. I have received so many signs. I know who my twin is. I know what's going on. He just needs to open his eyes and see the food in front of him. So for you guys, definite, clear signs, the ones you've asked for again and again and again. And it's not that the message isn't there. And it's not that you're not even hearing the message. It's just like Panu. He's refusing to eat. It's right there. And it's because your own fear and your attachment and your hesitation. Look at that. Look at him hesitating. There she is. She's in the light. That's the one you want. This one said you couldn't have it. So the influence of this one, the one that said to you, you can't do this. This isn't going to work out. You're just going to get hurt. You're going to hurt this person. Stay away. Stay away. Listen to me. I'm this wicked step monster. But she's in the light. This project, this position, whatever this is that you're afraid to. And look, I'm surrounded by crows, because why? I walk my walk and I talk my talk. And I'm in the light. Why are you in the shadows? Why are you still in the shadows? I know you're going to step out from the shadows. I've seen it. And that's what Spirit says. Until you accept the signs that are in front of you and take action and stop putting life on hold, take action immediately, no hesitation, and recognize you are safe. You are safe. You are guided. This is an angel in front of you. This angel has got crystals at her feet. You are loved. You are cared for. You are protected. And it's time for you to do that for yourself. It's time for you to leave that wicked castle. You don't have to work for that wicked queen anymore. He worked for that queen, this huntsman. You're not to work for this one anymore. You're to leave, Sandy. You're to leave. You're to go out into the light and go after what you want. Walk your walk, talk your talk. Wow, Sandy, we both got our messages, didn't we? So open your senses up to angelic guidance. Open your senses up. That's why when I came home, I picked up my angelite. And I bought an angelite, but I realized I already had an angel. I already had one on my altar. So I put them together. And when I walked past the flower box last night, just now this morning, I'm going to show you guys. When I went down to look at that floating ore that was in the water that I thought was a dead bird, it was just somebody's play toy, I saw that my landlord had done some gardening in this box. And this box is always dead. There's always no grass, but we've had just a little bit of proper rain, and we got life that grew. Now you see those roots that are sitting on top of that tub? I'll bring them up at another time. I'm going to keep them. I always saw them planted in there, and they looked to me like a praying mantis or like a caterpillar or like a ladybug. They were little aliens. I liked them, and he's ripped them out. So I don't want him to throw them away, because when I looked at them, they're both dragons. They're dragonfish, and they are dragonfish out of water. They're not where they're meant to be. They've been pulled out. Their landlord, which is God, says you're not meant to be here. We've pulled you out. Right now, they're just sitting on the bucket in the sun because they're absorbing the energy and the messages from the divine masculine. Can we see it? It's not around the corner yet, but it's coming. It's coming. So go into the light. You are the lone wolf, and you are the ivory tower, and you're no longer meant to be there. You're out of water. You're dragonfish out of water. You're not meant to be in the salt. You're not meant to be in the lake. You're meant to be in brackish water. You need a combination. You need a compromise. Remember, cooperation was the one thing that was missing in this ingredient. And this little spoiled princess who wants everybody to minister to her constantly, constantly, constantly. Come to me. I'm Cleopatra. Worship me. Worship me. No. Little play toy, you've been set adrift. I'm looking forward to the day that my little girl is not being used to show that example of that spoiled, rotten princess. All right, so there's your message. I will shuffle the last one in front of you guys. Please do trust me that I didn't just choose these cards. They absolutely are the ones that flipped out, and I had to show them. I'm trying to understand if I meant to do, how long have we been talking? Let's see. 20 minutes. Okay, so this is why this happened in a short, because I would have taken up too much time to put out the reading the way I had. So I need to ask, the shadows of work and light or the shapeshifters? Shapeshifters. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. What is the most important message for us to see at this moment? Song playing right now. You got to listen to this song. Focus, fire your gun. We all need someone to lean on. Okay, remember yesterday when Spirit, that was the problem, was that we were afraid to ask. Remember, I'm 6'1". I'm not going to ask my little girlfriend to help me out. Tell her that I need help. I don't have everything on my own, you know? And Spirit was saying, don't be so full of ego. You don't have to have everything right. You don't have to have everything exactly perfect right now. And don't you be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I'm going to show you something. Remember I said, you know, my friend Barbara, her Valentine date was going to be the guy from 50 Shades of Grey. Watch who mine is going to be. It's just a message. It's just a message for Spirit, right? Here, this little spoiled princess, she's going to have Superman for her date. I mean, what's his name? Captain America, that's her date. All right, so check it out. Let's see if it happens again. Watch it be different this time. I'll laugh. Nope, see? Your Valentine date is Chris Hemsworth. And who is... And I said, oh, shit, that's Thor. I don't want Thor. I know who Thor represents. I didn't want Thor. Thor was the one that I walked away from. But that's not who Thor represented for me. Right? And Spirit's saying, when you don't understand something, Sherri, don't be afraid. Where is it? Wait until you get clarity. The signs are all with you. And I took you guys back. I'm going to do this because this is how Spirit talks to me. All my banner pictures. I love my banner pictures. I put everything up for a reason. Stress is all of it. It's confirmation for me. It's kind of like my own personal vision board. You guys have a vision board? They all mean something very, very important when I put them up. And I knew at this time, isn't that interesting? But it's what I felt, and yet now all this time later, I see. That's Chris Hemsworth. That's my date. That's my man who doesn't know if he can come forward. He's hiding in the shadows, the man of the forest, but he's strong, isn't he? That's my twin. He's amazing. And there I am, walking my walk, talking my talk. I follow my path. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't stay working for that evil witch. Go after the light. And look at the ones watching from the background. See, peering? These are guides. They have his back. He's safe. He's protective of her, too. He was protecting her the whole time. He knew he was onto this one. She just didn't know it. She had crows around her, too, and they kept saying, walk your walk, talk your talk, but she didn't know how. She controlled and manipulated. She didn't. These ones followed her. Right? I love that message. Okay. Song. We all need someone to lean on. Focus. Fire your gun. So keep your focus on what it is that you want. And take affirmative action. Don't be afraid to step out of the shadows. Don't listen to what that witch is saying to you. Beautiful, wicked witch. God, I know who that woman is. I've seen her in my dreams. What is the most important message? The most important message. Correct neutrality. 2 more I heard. Correct neutrality on all levels. Sometimes, though, it takes so long, you know, for things to manifest. It just gets exhausting. So the best thing we can do is love ourselves and work with our crystals, right? Work with your crystals. Manifest your secret desires. Hold on to your Australian opal, your fire opal, and your angelite to connect with your spirit. And for me, hold on to all the messages that I know what I meant to hold on to. Hey, you guys, who wants to join the crystal class? I've got several that have asked, but I need 10. So you let me know if you would like to join the crystal class, and we're going to do it because there is so much help that we get from the crystals of the earth. I can't stress enough how valuable they are, and they work. They work. I picked myself up some awesome pine cones yesterday. Bats in the Belfry. Well, this isn't the message that I thought was coming, but this one's just as cool. So, Batman, people think you're batty? You've lost your freaking mind. Number 7. No, you haven't. You are on the right path, and it will exceed your expectations as long as you keep your thoughts focused on the positive. People look at you. Have you heard that expression? The guy's got it lost his... Ooh, and check this out, what flipped out. Beauty and the Beast. And you know what's interesting to me? Sometimes what appears beautiful is not, because that's the beast. She appears as a beautiful woman, but she's invading this gorgeous one. This feminine energy, this softer, gentle, loving, nurturing energy. Boundaries are being invaded, and it's not okay. Also hers. Boundaries being invaded. This is Bella moving in. Bella, the beautiful one, but she's controlling. She's the mother, the step monster. I don't like her. Stay off my back. I know who you are. You think I don't know who you are? You think I tell you the things that I do because I'm stupid? I have a sword. I know who you are. So people think you're crazy. You're crazy. They don't understand how your mind works. They don't understand that you can achieve great things. Right? Maybe you don't understand that you can achieve great things. Maybe you've been under control of that step monster and you believe that bullshit that she's spewing. Right? Think about bats. Think about bats. How they live their lives. They go into the cave, right? Batman goes into the cave. He hangs upside down. I can't help but notice right here. Hold on. Where is it? Do you see the Eiffel Tower right here? The Eiffel Tower that was trying to... Interesting. A French woman. Is the Wicked Woman a French woman? I think she is. Trying to control the city of love. Okay. So bats, they hang upside down, right? That's where they rest. They hang upside down. So sometimes you got to do something different than other people do. Look at life in a different perspective. Do something against what other people do. What animals hang upside down? There are some, but generally you don't hang upside down, right? And you think about, remember when I spoke about Merlin, my dragonfish? How he doesn't see very well. He's got very small eyes. And remember when I went to put up the food for Panu? He wasn't able to see very well. They go by sonar. Batman goes by sonar. By feeling, by energetic connection, right? So you're going to find your way, Spirit says, by tapping into your psychic connection. Bats are very, very, very talented. They've got skills and talents that allow them to be bold and resourceful, and in the dark, they're able to catch their prey. Ooh. Victory just came in for a landing. Hi. 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 Have a little nibble. Have a little nibble of my plant. Hi. Okay, self-worth. Take what's yours. It's being offered to you. That's the first message. Take what's yours. You will be victorious, and you're being given what is in your highest good. So take it. Nourish yourself. You've earned it. Go ahead, take a little bit more. Hi, you cute little thing. Oh my God, you're so damn cute. I wish this was, yeah, go take a little more. It's for you, see? That's what Spirit said. This is for you. We're offering this for you. Don't be afraid to take what's yours. It's out there. You've earned it. It's brought to you. And you know what? Maybe you haven't worked for it. Maybe you've just earned it because you're freaking awesome. You're a good person. You've been doing your work. You've had such low self-esteem. You haven't recognized yourself. Now he's singing away. He knows, I know, right? That's the one that's come back. That has recognized their self-esteem. Their own sense of self-worth, right? You're doing things differently than other people have done things. You're not afraid of being different. Just like the bat, right? You're skillful. You're determined. You're courageous. You're bold. But you're often misunderstood. I told you I met a little bat when I was in Wisconsin. It came into my bedroom on my curtain. He was so damn cute. Liger kept trying to kill it, and I kept getting it away from Liger. Interesting. Who does Liger represent? Liger represents the father. They don't get along. The mother and father don't get along. Lily and Liger, they're the parents. Oh my God, I just figured it out. But Liger's very sweet and loving and gentle. He just needs to stand up to his wife. Wow. So, the bats are saying, yep, other people think you're nuts. Other people think you're crazy, right? And maybe you've even thought that too at times. I've thought, okay, sometimes the stuff that I get and that happens is nuts. And sometimes when I try and piece things together, I sound like I'm crazy. But I'm not. And whatever we've gone through, we see where she's at. She's climbed high up onto the top of this steeple. And so have you. You've climbed very high to get to the position that you're in. It wasn't easy. You didn't get an elevator. You didn't get a lift up. You climbed. You did your work. You followed your instincts. You know, right? The bats led you. In the darkness, you followed. And you've done a really good job. And right now, they're telling you can take a bit of a rest. Take a bit of a rest and accept what Spirit's going to hand you, because you've got a new journey that you're about to go off on. And you're going to use the skills that you've accumulated. And if you need to ask for help, ask for Spirit's help. So it's because of the choices that you've made that have brought you to where you're at. And it's funny because I kept getting from Spirit, expect a miraculous solution. But it's not really a miracle. It's only a miracle because we don't understand how it's going to come about. But we're not limited. None of us are limited. Spirit is not limited. There are no walls for Spirit. Spirit said, we will show you a place in this wall where it's already come down. Even where you think you've come up against a hard wall. I don't know how I'm going to be able to move out. Don't worry about it. It's going to happen. You've been very brave. You have both been very brave. You've gone up against this wicked queen and her weak husband. Whoever that represents in your life. So you've done a good job and you've come back, but be very careful not to go into ego. Don't be ego. Don't be ego. You haven't done it on your own. You've been helped by Spirit. You've been assisted by many. So if you're in a place right now where you're contemplating your next step, listen to the ones who have gone before you. The ones who have broken free. The ones who are already flying. The ones who are already in the light, walking their path. Pay attention. That's why yesterday and the song today, it's all right. Everybody needs someone to lean on. Maybe you've been in that sheltered palace. Maybe you've been into the control of that wicked step monster and her father. See? Just like that. Oh, her father. So is it a grandfather? I don't know who it is. I'm getting all kinds of messages. You'll know how it applies for you. I don't need to tell you what your story is. But you need to take the advice of the ones who have dared to go after their dreams. And absolutely, even though it doesn't have to be that it's a wicked step monster. You know, I was talking to someone this morning, and a lot of times people think they're doing the right thing. They're trying to protect. But they're overprotecting. They're overguarding. They're stepping over their boundaries where they shouldn't. My mother did the same. She wanted me to be with someone who would take care of me. Well, she was hurt by that one. Okay, well, you know what? Your kids are going to get hurt. That's how they grow up. But if you over-shelter them, you're gonna succeed in making sure that they fail. They're never going to try again if you tell them that they can't. Maybe that happened in your life. Maybe you weren't strong enough. That doesn't mean that this one isn't strong enough, and it doesn't mean that they don't have the gifts and the abilities to move themselves forward. God, I'm seeing something really cool right now. Right here, do you see the sleeping woman? See her nose, her beautiful lips, and her chin? Dark eyebrows. It's a man. It's a sleeping, beautiful man. He needs to wake up. Wake up, Sleeping Beauty. Snow White's here with her sword. I see that. Do you see that? It also means, you know what? If you go into the light and you go after where you're meant to go, the job, the person, the situation, you'll be able to sleep at night. Because the crows are the ones that have made your eyebrows and your nose. The crows that come up from the void. The crows are messengers between this world and that world. Do you want to constantly only meet in the hallway? Or do you want to go into light, take a bite of that mushroom, and go on a wild journey? Your next journey. You've got your sword. You don't have to use it. No one's hurting you. It's okay now. God, I love this whole fucking reading. Love you guys.